Thanks to an extraordinary partnership among federal, state, and local government, private landowners, developers, and environmental advocates, a 60,000-acre swath of unspoiled nature has been set aside to remain forever wild. It is called Crew, and it straddles Lee and Collier counties like a great green security blanket.
Crew was actually established to protect our natural heritage. It was established to protect our critical water supplies and listed habitat for panthers and black bear, and also open space for recreational activities for people. It stands for Corkscrew Regional Ecosystem Watershed, and it actually has a wonderful name because it's an all-encompassing program where we're asking people to join our crew. And it really has been a community effort.
With a $50 million investment in about 27,000 acres, the tax-funded South Florida Water Management District is the major landowner and lead agency in Crew. But from its very beginnings in the 1980s, Crew was put together and managed by a wildly diverse consortium of entities: Lee and Collier counties, environmental organizations, state and federal agencies, and landowners.
Crew's an organization that was formed by citizens, to work with government to try and solve a problem of how do you protect a major portion of wetland systems and forest systems in the interior of part of Collier County and Lee County.
But how do you satisfy so many stakeholders representing such a diversity of interests? And how do you sidestep the often explosive struggle between preserving the environment and protecting property rights? The Crew approach was to involve everyone with a common goal.
The Crew Land and Water Trust is a very interesting group because the goal wasn't to just have an environmental organization. The goal was to have all the players in the region involved in this project at the table.
Timing was very important to this project, and I think that was the visionary part of it, because when Crew was started, it was out in the middle of nowhere. It would have been very easy for the powers to be to say, why should we be putting money towards this when, there's nothing happening out there. There's no development out there. But they were visionaries, and they did see the importance of starting to acquire these lands before development went on out east and before the prices went up.
It kind of was the alignment of stars where a lot of things came together at the right time and with the right people, and we were able to formulate Crew.
Those involved with Crew say it works because those 30 or so board members check their egos at the door.
I have to tell you, I'm often shocked at how well we can bring up extreme controversial issues at some of our meetings. And everyone is a gentleman or a gentlewoman as they address these needs. And again, I think that oftentimes they try to leave their egos at the door. And they put on that cap of a Crew trustee, and they try to look at Crew as a project in its entirety.
It is a high degree of cooperation. Even in other parts of state where I've worked, there are turf wars. But over here, it seems to, for some reason, it all kinds of flows together. I don't think anybody's more jealous of the other person. And we got state, local, and federal agencies working together, and with the private people. So it is a little unusual that the cooperation is this high.
So the Crew Land and Water Trust may be both a phenomena unique to Southwest Florida and a harbinger of things to come.
It was a great concept, bringing the private landowners and governmental agencies and conservation groups together to sit around and figure out what's best for saving property rights, but also saving the environment. I don't know where else throughout the United States that you could point your finger and say there was a similar process.
I think that Crew is somewhat unique, or perhaps it's ahead of its time, because I truly believe that in the future it's going to take entities, public and private, coming together at the table to protect these resources.